Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So obviously the big deal here is the fact that Bitcoin is literally about to break $50,000 as I am recording this video. Now, we were aware of this. We knew that a big move was going to happen, especially considering the fact that the ETFs were seeing massive amounts of record inflows. I think it was like over $1 billion almost on certain days. It was absolutely insane. Now, the overall sentiment was the market is bearish. And it's crazy because retail will never front run what mainstream media is telling them. I always say that the number one goal that you as a retail investor should have is you should be prepared to front run the news. Meaning when we have FTX imploding and everything like that, that is the time where you need to sit back, analyze what mainstream media is pushing, aka the fear mongering, and you should be buying the hell out of that, because guess what? You are front running this type of news where they're saying Bitcoin to $100,000, Bitcoin to $500,000. And you'll see that you will be successful every single damn time. And the same goes the opposite way, right? When they are pushing those narratives and they're pushing $500,000 Bitcoin price predictions and things like that, that's usually a time that you want to be taking profits off the table and de-risking. Because guess what? Next comes Bitcoin is dead, crypto is over, crypto is never bouncing back, this, that, whatever. And you'll see that every single damn time. But nonetheless, this is Bitcoin on the 1 hour. This is the weekly candle. So the big thing that I was addressing yesterday, or I think it might be 2 days ago now, it was actually on Saturday when I was recording that video. I said, watch for the weekly candle close on Bitcoin over $47,000. And as you guys do see, weekly candle close over $47,000. And I said, what comes next? A big move to $52,000. Now, I do have this upward trend line here. I would not be surprised if we had something like this happen where we did back test 47K and then we have another big move above this $52,000 level. Ultimately, the big key level on the upside swing here would be around like 57K, almost 60,000. But as long as we actually hold this trend line and we actually don't lose that 47K level, we should be golden for the rest of the year. But it seems as though we are front running the halving narrative, which was the overall consensus that I came up with last year, along with so many other prominent names like Credible Crypto, for an example. And so far, those things have been working out pretty well. And the big thing to also look at is the wick down here, right? This candle wick below $40,000 that everyone was freaking out on the weekly. Look at where the candle body closed, above the trend line. We can have significant wicks below the trend line. All that matters is the candle close above it. That confirms that we are still bullish. Now, the big question all of you are probably asking is, what the hell is going on with XRP? Is XRP ready to move? Is XRP about to make us rich? And I'm going to be answering this 100% transparently with you. Guys, the focus is not altcoins right now. I know that sounds crazy to say, right? But the thing is that I've been addressing this for a little bit of time on the channel now. The big focus is what Bitcoin is doing. We need Bitcoin to make a new all-time high, or Bitcoin dominance to weaken with Bitcoin's price being bullish or stable. That's when altcoins really start to break out in a big way. And we're going to address that. We're going to talk about it. Now, does that mean that altcoins will not move? No. In fact, on the 24-hour span, we can actually see that a lot of altcoins are pushing heavy. Even on the 7-day span, look at the percentage gains here. CASP is doing very good. A lot of these altcoins are doing very, very good. Now, you might be saying, Nick, what about XRP? XRP is not doing anything. In a video recently, going back 1 day ago, I made this video, which was Ripple XRP major blow off top, ? XRP holders must watch, because I knew that these questions were going to come up where they're saying, what about XRP? Why are we so bullish on Bitcoin but not XRP right now? And the truth of the matter is that we were expecting Bitcoin to break out. I talked about it in this video. I said we are prepared for a big move on Bitcoin here. The problem is that everyone is extremely bullish right now. And they probably will be until about $52,000 when we do have that major correction, because a correction will happen back down to this trend line. The thing to really look at here is when altcoins will move. When we look at XRP, this is the weekly candle for XRP. So we actually closed above the level that we needed to close above, which was 52 cents. We need to hold this level. In fact, what I would love to see on XRP in the short term for major strength to be regained is us actually breaking over 56 cents. That would be a big moment for XRP. I would love to see that happen this week. If we can flip 60 cents, that would be a tremendous feat for XRP. Now, the thing is are we going to get this retest of this trend line down here, which is right around 46 cents? Because it could happen. So far, we have hit our demand zone. And the thing that I'm really excited about is on the weekly candle close, we actually solidified a higher low, which is very, very bullish for XRP. That's what we wanted to see. 50 cents has held so far. That's what we want to actually focus on in the short term, is XRP maintaining these levels, having significant weekly candle closes. And it seems as though the thing that I'm really focused on is we are going to squeeze between the 200 weekly EMA and also the 50 weekly EMA. Now, this could go on for a little bit of time. We can grind here sideways while Bitcoin decides what it wants to do before we see a significant move to the upside. Now, the thing that I'm actually focused on is not even the USD pair for XRP. I'm actually focused on the Bitcoin pair, which I said is a lot more important right now. If you are looking at your XRP holdings, or if you're looking at any altcoin and you're saying, why isn't this altcoin moving while we're seeing all these other altcoins doing tremendous gains? It's because these altcoins are actually moving against their Bitcoin pairing. But right now, we are in a Bitcoin-driven market. I actually outlined this a few days ago, but as you guys do see, we've been riding this trend line as well. What I'm actually looking at for altcoins, this is a key level up here for Bitcoin dominance. Around this level, we either expect Bitcoin dominance to have a significant downtrend or break above this and target 58 cents, somewhere around the 58 cent zone, or a 58%, sorry, not cents, 58% zone for Bitcoin dominance, which again would confirm that we're in a Bitcoin-driven market still, because Bitcoin has not made a new all-time high. Bitcoin dominance will continue to gain strength and grow tremendously, while altcoins take the back seat and actually lose against their Bitcoin pairs, which means, guess what? Money is not flowing into altcoins. It's actually flowing from altcoins into Bitcoin to support the move to a new all-time high. While that happens, that's where you start to see altcoins either not performing all that well, or they just go sideways, waiting for a big move to the upside, which will happen once they start to break out and gain strength against their Bitcoin pairs. A lot of altcoins are in the same exact position that XRP actually is in right now. But I also outlined this back in January. It was the middle of January. It was right around the same exact time that Bitcoin was bleeding out and everyone was saying, oh, that's it, Bitcoin down to $30,000, Bitcoin down to this level, that level. And I even said, I'm seeing a lot of alt season calls on my timeline right now. Bitcoin dominance will soon humble a lot of those calls, in my opinion, and it so far has. I personally see us getting close to that bottom here on the chart before Bitcoin starts its next move to $50,000 plus. This was back in January, guys. I personally see us being too early into this run to call for alt season. I foresee the Fed cutting rates in March ahead of the halving. This would give Bitcoin even more fuel to hit new all-time highs and could top somewhere between now and that time front running the halving. I have mentioned my thoughts on all the ridiculous calls on Bitcoin too, regarding $200,000, $500,000, and even $1 million calls because of the ETFs. I believe we top around or under $100,000. I could always be wrong. Either way, we will take profits along the way and take our initial investments out to de-risk. And again, here was the chart for the Bitcoin dominance chart. right around the bottom. And if we go back, this was the bottom. I called the bottom on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and we were anticipating this big move to 55%, which again confirmed the move to $50,000 next. And guess what? Here we are a whole month later, and we're here. We're there. Now, like I said, with XRP and with a lot of altcoins, they are not going to start alt season until we start to see major strength against the Bitcoin pair. What I'm actually very excited about on XRP, and I think that this will make everyone very excited as well that is holding XRP, is that 200 weekly EMA. That is that blue line on this chart. Guys, we have not had a significant weekly candle body close over it. You guys see some of these peak closes. These are not significant. I want to see a close above this like we saw back in 2017. We have not had a significant amount of strength on the XRP Bitcoin chart above the 200 weekly EMA since going all the way back to 2017 and 2018. You actually see here that once we broke down below this in 2019, XRP has been trailing under this for a very long time. So realistically speaking, if we look at this chart for XRP, we have now been under this 200 weekly EMA, fighting back against it for over 1,750 days. Why is this significant? Well, as you see right now on this chart, obviously I do think that this is going to bleed out a little bit more, probably even retest the lows from January of 2021. If we look at some of these lows, the 200 weekly EMA is going to continue to grind down. It's only going to be like a 200% move until XRP actually breaks up above that 200 weekly EMA on the Bitcoin pair. Once we see that, XRP becomes extremely bullish like it was back in 2017 and 2018. And I've already told you guys, XRP has everything behind it now that it didn't have back in 2021. And you might be questioning, Nick, what is that? Well, the SEC is not in our way anymore, at least for the next 2 years until the middle of like 2026. Amendments are getting passed on the XRP ledger. There's still a lot of great ones that need to be passed. Builders are coming to the XRP ledger. Flare is doing incredible things. Hooks on the XRP ledger is a big one. The EVM. Also, there seems to be a big amount of focus on the fact at this point in time that we're getting closer and closer to this market flipping to a more utility-focused market and a more mature market. If that is the case, I do believe that XRP is going to be on the radar of some very large institutional and big key players. Now, is that speculation? Sure, it is, but I still believe that XRP is going to have a lot of noise behind it this next run up. And I also believe that everyone that has been talking down on XRP, that's been disappointed with XRP, will soon see why at this point in time, you need to be focused on what is actually going on, and you need to understand how money flows in this market. I see a lot of people questioning XRP, questioning other altcoins, very good altcoins, by the way, very strong projects in the space, simply because they don't understand money flows. Right now, all the talk is Bitcoin. Everyone even mentioning how we should have been preparing for this rally. Here's a post actually from Walter Bloomberg. This was today at almost 7:30 a.m. Prepare for a Bitcoin FOMO rally to record highs, Bernstein. On Friday, Bitcoin crossed the $48,000 mark, registering a 13% increase over the past week and edging closer to the key $50,000 resistance level. And yes, 50K will act as resistance initially, but I do believe that we actually push beyond it to $52,000. Despite a significant upturn in 2023 with a 160% increase and maintaining resilience in 2024, the current interest in Bitcoin still falls short of the peaks seen in 2017 and 2021. And this is because retail is actually not here right now. I keep echoing that, but if you actually go to Google Trends and do some research, you could tell that a lot of this movement is actually fueled by ETFs and just by the overall sentiment. If we go back to 2022, these moves here, first off, we knew that this was the bottom. FTX was the largest bearish event since going back to March of 2020, And again, a lot of people will completely be blindsided on these bottoms, and they think that the world is still going to end and Bitcoin's going down to this level, that level, and it's because retail is an echo chamber of FUD. Once we start to break above some of these key levels, everyone was in disbelief. That's why I say retail will get front run every single damn time. And a lot of these moves were actually made from liquidations. This was peak liquidation events because everyone was still shorting Bitcoin at the bottom. Typical retail mindset. But nonetheless, however, Bitcoin's best days are yet to happen as the ETF-driven market fuels fears of missing out. Bernstein analyst, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, said in a note, in this context, they believe Bitcoin is well placed to soar to new record highs. Now, again, like I said, I think that the all-time highs for Bitcoin are going to be a little bit short-lived. I think that anywhere between roughly the $75,000 level and like 95K is an area where I do think that we need to be very, very cautious. I think everyone is expecting $100,000 and it's a big psychological level. But the question is, do we actually break $100,000? Do we go to 150? Do we go to 200K like everyone is saying? In my opinion, it would make sense for retail to get blindsided by believing that 100K is happening, that 200K is happening, just for the market to do a 2021 all over again and actually sell off before any significant levels like that are hit. But again, I could be wrong, which is why we always keep moon bags on the side just in case. But they know a significant decrease in Grayscale Bitcoin Trust outflows, now down to approximately $50 million, while new ETFs have attracted close to $1 billion in the last 2 trading days. And like I said, they are hitting billion-dollar plus records. It's crazy. This shift has markedly improved market sentiment. And while the market swiftly reacted to news of ETF approvals, it has yet to fully account for the inflows into funds and impending scarcity of supply. And I also think that that's what's really kind of fueling this move as well. But we need to be cautious, right? We can't get overly bullish, especially on these moves. Like I said, 50K has not been hit yet, but I do think that around 52K, we are going to see a short-term sell-off. And it could be something like we saw back in August and even September of 2021, where we hit this 52K level and look at where we wicked down to, $40,000. We could see something like that before we head to like almost $70,000. Every single time that we have hit around this 52K level in the past, and I'm not just talking about, once we started to break out of it back in February of 2021, like this was a lot of fuel. We hit like $57,000 and then we sold off. I'm talking about the summer of 2021, or at least the end of summer of 2021 into September. But then also you have December of 2021, which is right after the bear market. So you'd expect us to actually reject off of this level, but we rejected off of it pretty heavily before we started to try to bounce back, but we failed to do so. But I do think that this is where we start to see a sell-off, hit the trend line. $47,000 is my key level for us to actually hold and maintain that level. The weekly candle close will be the significant one to actually watch for. That way we actually have a candle body above significant resistance zones and we actually maintain that bullish structure. That is the key level to look at. Again, with altcoins, we need to look at the Bitcoin pair instead of the USD pair. But nonetheless, we believe the money is still coming from the believers who have discovered an easy way to get Bitcoin in their broker accounts via the ETFs. Meanwhile, the disbelievers remain hesitant. It appears that the initial interest in Bitcoin is coming from new investors who, while not yet investing, are keen to learn more about it. Bernstein's initial forecast anticipated a rally in Bitcoin's value after its halving event. Yet, considering the extraordinary success of the ETF launched the best in 30 years and the continuous inflow into ETFs, they now expect a significant Bitcoin rally to occur before the halving. And I do think that we are seeing that. It would make sense for us to front run the rally and actually top this year, which I know is a crazy thought, but I do think that we probably topped this year earlier. Again, I could be wrong on that, but we just need to be careful. We need to be extremely vigilant. You got to understand that you don't want to be left bag holding for another 4 years, or this could technically be the longest bear market in history around crypto because regulations and things like that. So it could be 4, 5, 6, 10 years. We don't know. So we need to make sure that we are taking profits off the table. We need to make sure that we are paying ourselves and making sure that we are de-risking our investments as well, especially even with XRP. But we just need to focus up. We need to be aware that the overall market today is going to be extremely greedy. So be a little bit fearful when Others are greedy. $52,000 right now on Bitcoin. It's not a massive percentage away. It's about roughly a 5% pump. So around this level, I do think that we need to be a little bit cautious. My overall consensus here is backtest $47,000, get a push above. It could even reject a second time, hitting the trend line one last time before we eventually get that big break above this resistance zone. So that's my overall consensus. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. XRP, very bullish as well. We just need to make sure that we are aware that it's going to take some time for us to actually break out against the Bitcoin pair. It's been extremely weak, especially going all the way back to July, which was the announcement of the lawsuit win. We have not seen a significant move against the Bitcoin pair since then. So we just need to be aware that it's going to take a little bit of time. We need to be patient. And we need to understand money flows in this space. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. If you guys did enjoy, definitely leave a subscribe, like, and comment. Also turn notifications on to never miss a future update. This has been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.